Hi, it's Colleen from Keeping the Peace, and welcome back to another episode of Colleen Answers Your Questions. Today we're going to be answering another question from Big Lou, and here's a link to his last question if you haven't seen it. Today he wants to know, well, first of all, he's in the down bar of episode 18 of the same series, and he asked 3 questions. 2 of them I answered in the previous video. Today we're going to discuss his 3rd question. It says, what is your procedure for dry fire practice, and how many times a week do you do it? This is also a per person type of thing. I'll tell you what I like to do and what I recommend to my students, and then you can, take it with a grain of salt. Take it or leave it. Take what you can use, leave what you can't. I think dry fire practice is great to do every single day, not only because it's really good at driving in good habits, but it's also free. So what I recommend to students, especially if they're just starting to carry, is make sure that every day you do 20 dries from the holster to a good sight picture and a nice smooth trigger press. So you're drawing from the holster, you're getting a good sight picture on something that you've chosen in your house in a safe direction, and you're getting a good dry smooth trigger press. In other words, your nose isn't dipping down, okay, or the muzzle isn't dipping down. Also, that's great if you change your mode of carry. So let's say you're a female, sometimes you carry in the waistband, sometimes you carry maybe in a belly band. If you vary it up at all, then that's even more reason why you should practice drawing quite a few times smoothly before you leave the house, because you don't want to default to the wrong holster location. For men, generally you pick a way to carry and you dress the same every day, give or take, and you usually just keep the same holster location. So that's not necessarily an issue, but you may have different kind of cover garments that you have to deal with. Sometimes you might wear a full-fronted cover garment that you have to lift up. Sometimes you might wear an open-fronted cover garment that you would sweep to the side. So those are things to make sure you rehearse. I've always just recommended 20 dries from the holster with a good smooth trigger press before you leave the house with whatever clothes and holster situation that you're wearing that day. Another great thing to practice is magazine changes. So if you carry separate magazines on your person, like one in a gun and maybe 2 on the side or something like that, practice changing your magazines. You can do it dry or you can do it with snap caps so that you can practice chambering the round after the magazine change. This will help make sure that you're seating your magazines properly, because a lot of times failures or stoppages happen because of failure to seat the magazine fully. Like the magazine will be hanging out slightly, and then when you try to chamber around, nothing goes into the chamber, and then you have a click and no bag, which is a really bad situation if someone's attacking you. So a great thing to practice is your magazine changes. Also, if you carry 2 guns on your person, again, we're dry, you may want to practice pretending like you have a stoppage with your main weapon and drawing your second weapon and getting a good smooth draw, sight picture, and trigger press. So those are some start out ideas for you, things that are good for us to practice even when we've been doing this for years and years and years. Let's say you did 20 of those a day. That would really, really increase your skill. Let's say you don't have time every day. Let's say you do it 3 times a week. Just whatever you're able to do. I hope that's helpful, just giving you some ideas of somewhere to start. And again, I'm not the end all be all on recommendation for this. This is just kind of things that I like to do and suggest to people that I'm teaching. So if you have your own dry fire practice that you do every day or weekly, put it down below, because yours might be different than mine and it might be something else that we can all learn from. So thank you all for participating, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.